Welcome to season 2 of That Wedding Videographer podcast.
That matters more than you might think it does. We know we did not end on a cliffhanger.
No.
No one is needing to go to the hospital. No one has fallen down the well. But we do have a sexy new look.
And I think when we thought about, because obviously we are new to the podcasting. Well, we've been doing it 10 months now, almost a year.
That's like veteran aid for podcasts, though, isn't it?
It is. I mean, most podcasts don't get anywhere close to that, to be honest. But like when we first started, and obviously you see that different podcasts have different seasons and stuff, and we're kind of like, like what is a season? Like, why would you have a season? But this definitely feels like it's a new era.
It's a next chapter.
It is definitely a next chapter. And it's not even finished yet. So for those of you that are listening in the car or are not watching this on YouTube or have seen the post that we put up on Instagram, we have basically... So it's the same room that we were recording the podcast in previously, except the difference is we're on the other wall and we're at the other side of the room, and on that other side of the room we have had like really nice acoustic black kind of like charcoal cladding put all around the room. We have a swanky, I love that neon sign.
The neon sign is everything.
The neon sign looks so fucking good.
These new microphones in front of us.
Yes. So what are they called? They're like the Shure 55, Super 55s.
I feel like Elvis Presley.
Yeah, well, the Elvis mic. So that'll probably give you an idea as to what they are. Actually, it's when you put microphone in as the emoji, that's what you get.
This is it.
That's it. So we've done that. We're still not finished. We have got these very nice, luxurious Italian leather chairs, because what we used to have to do was we would have to bring, it was such a pain in the neck, right? I mean, it's totally first world problem, right? But we would have to wheel our chair in from the office, which is just next door, but we'd have to wheel it in, but the door wouldn't open like fully because it would hit the old sign. So then you're having to close, once you've got it halfway through the door, you have to close the door and then wheel it up. Anyway, as I said, first world problem, but it was just a bit tedious. So now we have dedicated, lovely, comfortable chairs. And yeah, the place it really feels like we're podcasting now.
Yeah, I think we always had a vision of, what eventually a podcast space would look like. And that we've, as Danny said, we've still got some stuff to do with this, but ultimately, when we started 10 months ago, we weren't sure what it would get to. And then we started doing it every single week. And it became more apparent because I was essentially using all of my gear for my weddings to film the podcast.
Yeah.
And I was having to de-rig that to take it to a wedding, which you can imagine in summer when you've got a weekly schedule to uphold. That was stressful. Mm-hmm. That was pretty stressful. So the long-term aim for us was to have a space that, we could just walk into and record, which made it more efficient. And we're definitely, we've taken a large step in being able to do that, which is amazing.
And we're not done yet. We're not done yet. So there's still more to add to this. We've got a coffee table that was meant to arrive yesterday, or I thought it was meant to arrive yesterday, but actually it's shelving that we're going to have because we're going to put some shelves up behind me. It looks great now. It's going to look even better shortly. Kirsty, my wife, is also going to be helping us out with the kind of the decor of it and stuff. But at the moment, it looks so good. And what's exciting is it's going to look even better shortly. So,
And the thing is, like, you might be listening to this in your car and you're thinking, why are these two talking about something that I can't see? I don't care. But it's a step of us moving forward towards a more of a YouTube-centric approach as well. The podcasts are always going to be there, but we really want to try and up our game on YouTube so that you can get a visual sense of what we're up to. Potentially, we can incorporate like visual references as to what we're talking about. Just essentially, we want to up our game as much as we can. We never want to like get comfortable. We want to make this show as good as it can be. It feels weird calling this a show. But it is a show. Essentially, obviously, we're just chatting to each other.
It's a show.
It's a show.
By Buzzsprout stats, it's in the top 25% of podcasts at the moment. So
that's crazy.
It's wild because we're now. So we actually hit a really, really big milestone last week, which was 10,000 downloads, and we're already past 10,500 already.
That's nuts.
Which is wild. So a big thank you to every single one of you who continues to listen in to us, natter away. Yeah, it's awesome, and like this wouldn't have been possible without all you guys. So yeah, very thankful to all of yous that join in.
I was trying to think of some quick maths, right? So we're practically this is episode 49 officially of the Thursday episodes. We've got over 50 episodes because of the weekly Monday specials that we do. But like if the average is about half an hour, right? Like 50 times
Unless we've got a guest on, yeah.
Yeah. But the average is sort of around about there. I'm like, that's like over a day's worth of content, right?
You're asking the wrong guy. Can't do quick math.
I don't know if I might just
my phone
I
on
might
me.
just put myself on blast there. But like that in my head is that like 24 hours of content? I'm trying. I might refute that. This may or may not make it in the podcast.
10, 5.
I'm like,
Yeah, actually, it probably will be. Actually, yeah. I mean, it definitely will be, considering like because our if you as an average, considering that the guest ones are probably about an hour and a half, then yeah, it's probably actually like a proper average of about 45 minutes.
mm-hmm. You know, and Danny and I are never ones to like just sit back and just let something roll. We're always tinkering with our businesses, and you know, it's no different with this podcast. We have massive plans for what we want to be doing in the future. Obviously, the summit is a massive part of that. You know, we talk all the time about what we want to do to improve the show. Obviously, we've mentioned it previously. Discord is going to play. I'm not going to lie, I did zero work on that in January.
I think we mentioned that a couple of podcasts ago, didn't we? I was like, oh yeah, Jason's going to be on the Discord thing. To be fair to Jace, right? So I say this all the time. Jace does have he does a lot of the legwork when it comes to the pod. I'm so thankful to have Jace pick up this, because obviously like with me having like 3 kids and stuff like that, it's like my time is so limited. So I am very thankful to everything that Jace does when it comes to like editing the pods and stuff. So don't go too hard on him for not doing the Discord thing, but we will. I think you and I will both work on that this month, because I think that's how we want. I think it's like a nice way to like communicate with everybody, especially for people that are coming to the summit. Because obviously we can put out emails and stuff like that, and we will put out some emails shortly, just kind of like talking about, you know, the run of the day and what's going to be happening and so on and so forth. We've just got a couple of things in the works just now that we need to wait on, like signed, sealed confirmation, and then that kind of unlocks that. But yeah, I think Discord's like a really nice way to try and build that community up, and we'll have different parts in it. You know, because Jason and I recently done a advanced editing workshop with Ben Journey from the Make Better Wedding Films podcast, and he used the Discord for that course specifically, and it was just a super cool way just to ask questions, or you know, have access to everybody. So it'd be a nice little kind of like community spots. There was bits technically where you could go away and you could have like a little editing session and stuff. So yeah, we have big plans. It's just we've got our own wedding films businesses, of course, that we still have a few kind of like films to get delivered. We are trying to plan the summit whilst also record weekly podcasts, whilst manage home life and family life. So yeah,
I'm trying to sell my flat, and it's like, oh my god, what am I doing something? Like, you just like put your house up for the market, but when you realize your place is a riot, and you paint every single wall, it's a lot. Like January has been so busy with everything, life, podcast, weddings, really busy. So yeah, like we get it that you get it because you're also busy, right? So. But just know that we're super excited about what we're going to be doing with this. And that's what this next chapter is all about. We're investing in the space. We're investing in the podcast. And it's all for the benefit of the community, because that's what I really want to see thrive. And I want to like encourage anyone who's sort of shy coming into the industry to be like, okay, no, there's a place here that is actually going to help me. Yeah. Because, when we started, it was pretty isolating, you know?
Yeah, I think it's good to see, though, because we do see it. We get, like, a lot of DMs, and people do, like, ask questions. You know, we've had questions from, like, you know, what gear to use, like, what laptops to buy, you know, how to shoot ceremonies, how to shoot, you know, speeches, what's the best way and stuff like that. And obviously, we can share, you know, our experience and what we've learned over that kind of over the period that we've been filming. But it's just great that people are reaching out and we've definitely got that kind of like community aspect going, which I love. And I can't wait to hang out with all of yous at the summit. If you've been listening to the pod, you'll know I have been off the booze in a bid to try and shift a bit of weight since the start of the year. So in April, I'm going to be a cheap date. 1st of April, after it's over, I'm definitely going to be a cheap date. I'll be like Toucan Dan.
I'm a cheap date regardless, mate. Like, even if I want it, like, no, you've been trying to encourage me to get to some squash and stuff, and I'm just like, oh no, I'm injured.
You're running scared.
Oh, I'm injured.
Running scared. Much like my brother-in-law. So like,
see, you know how to antagonize me, because that's how like corporate Danny there knows how to motivate his people. And when you say I'm running scared, I'm like, take you down.
I'm just hyper competitive.
Same.
Well, prove it. One.
Nah, I've proven it enough.
He's running scared.
Sure. Too busy editing these bloody podcasts. Go and play squash. And you'll have more of us nattering on about the future right after this sponsored break.
Let's be real. Delivering your wedding films by USB, that's outdated.
We use VidFlow, the sleekest platform for delivering your wedding films. It makes your couples feel like they've got their own private Netflix.
Plus, with their white labeling service, you can customize everything from the branding to your own custom domain to make it super personal.
Want to wow your clients? Use the code TWVP10 for 10% off any of the pro plans, including the white label service.
Head on over to vidflow.co
and level up your wedding film delivery experience. Let's talk about backlog. Editing piles up fast and it's overwhelming.
That's why we use brideandgroom.video, a wedding film editing service that creates stunning wedding films faster without compromising on quality.
They match your unique style, so you still feel like you've made them, and the process is super simple.
Use the code TWVP75 to get £75 off your first order and try out their service.
Clear your backlog and grow your business. Visit brideandgroom.video today.
Hasta la vista, backlog.
We're obviously, as we said, we're not done with the space because there is a big old bit here to fill up behind my head, which is a little bit blank. But yeah, we're super excited about the upcoming season, not only of the pod but also like just the season in general. And yeah, super excited that we will have, based on everything that we've brought together in terms of like the speakers and stuff. There's definitely going to be that shot of adrenaline into people's, wedding films businesses for the wedding film businesses for the coming wedding season, which is like so exciting.
I mean, we can call this summit season. Like every year we're gonna be like, this is summit season, folks. It's coming in. The warm-ups are coming.
Summit is happening.
So summit's happening, baby. So yeah, absolutely buzzing for that. As well as with the community, obviously. An idea that we had that we thought would be really cool is if we incorporated some features into the podcast. So rather than just conversations, there's little segments that we can sort of cut away to. And one of those ones would be looking at some of your wedding films that we know you put so much effort into them, and obviously they're for the couple, but sometimes you just want to send them off to someone else to watch. And an idea we kind of thought would be really cool is if you want to like tag us in those videos or put a hashtag of TWVP in those videos, then we can be able to see them each week. And each week we can look at them, pick one that we want to talk about, and give it a little shout out to encourage other people to go watch it. That will also play a part in the Discord, where we'll feature that in the Discord. And yeah, I mean, it's always good to kind of see what others are doing and show off some excellent work that's happening in the industry as well, which would be awesome.
Absolutely. And yeah, I think we're also open to suggestions in terms of what you would like to hear. I know we've had a couple of suggestions already about I think one of them so far has been about what does your kind of like inquiry to booking process look like. Should I have prices on my website was another one, and getting the perspective of someone who's quite new to the industry. And chatting to them about like what their journey is. So all this stuff we have got a note of, and we will definitely be ticking those subjects off in upcoming episodes. However, on that note, if there is something that you want to hear us talk about, or a topic you would like discussed, sends a DM, sends a voice note, and yeah, we will add it to the list. Absolutely.
100%. Yeah, we love those voice notes because they Again, this is your show. If there's something you want to hear, talked about, discussed, it's something that we may have experienced. It's something that we've got some experience in.
Yeah.
And it's something that we will put to the table to see what the chat is about it. But yeah, the messages that have come in, we thought, okay, we
The best one yet is still Ashley on that train.
Listen to the podcast so much that she missed her train stop by 50 miles.
Just kept on, just stayed in the train. Just like, let's go back to Glasgow.
Class.
So
Absolute
good.
Class.
So good. So our next episode that officially will be the podcast 50th episode for the actual pod. So that's another exciting milestone. It's actually going to be a really good episode as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a bit of a Scottish flair to it. I'd say.
Yeah.
No haggis though.
No haggis, but yeah, a good amount of Scottish talent in that duo. But take from that what you will. But yeah, very exciting episode upcoming.
And we're not talking about us, by the way, when he says that. Cause
No. We are merely the hosts.
We're the less famous Scottish duo.
we're the hosts. We just bring
less talented Scottish duo.
We just bring everybody together. That's our job.
That's it. We're just
that's our job.
Bring us all together, folks.
So you will also have noticed, for those of you that are watching this episode, we have upped the game from 1 camera to 3.
Because Jason didn't have enough to do.
To be fair, I think it was your idea.
Yeah.
So, like, let's not.
Oh, do you know what it is? Like when you've got one, because normally what I do, right? I use Autopod when I'm editing. I use 1 camera, it faces us, and then I just zoom in. Like I basically multiply the track, so duplicate it rather, onto 2 tracks above it, and use the 2 ones above to just zoom in, 1 on Danny, 1 on myself, and that's like 3 angles. But of course,
It's a bit samey.
Yeah, well, samey, and you also lose quality. So there was always a little bit of grain with that, and it was doing my nutting. And I thought, we need some extra cameras there.
So, yep, we are fully lumixed up and recording. It looks so good.
So good.
Yeah,
well, I haven't actually
so
seen
good.
any in the edit suite yet. I hope it does.
I know it's going to be good. It's Lumix, of course it's going to be good.
I don't know if I mentioned this on the pod or not yet. On AdvertGate, I ran some ads. You may or may not have seen some ads for the summit. Again, they headed straight to the 65 plus market.
You have got that demographic nailed, don't you?
But saying that, like, maybe that's just where we're going.
Maybe.
Maybe. If you're above 65, put your hand up. Because I don't actually know. We don't have metrics on what our average audience age is.
Well, yeah, we do.
Do we?
Well, not on. We do. We will for our followers on Instagram, because you'll be able to see that in the insights. But that's not. That's not like a full rep. I don't know if that's a full representation of Buzzsprout and stuff.
Right, Meta, sort this out, okay? Right, because I go to our followers on Instagram, and you've put the average age of people who will see adverts for my content as over 65 plus. 0.5% of our followers are over 65. Get it together.
I mean, it's definitely going out to videographers, because I've seen some of them have been liking the ads. I don't know if you've seen that.
Yeah. No, they definitely are.
It's somewhat working.
It's just a large
that, or
percentage
you're all
of them.
lying about your age on your Instagram profile. So
Forever 21.
But yeah, hopefully but we have got a masterclass coming up with Michaela, who's going to be at the summit. We basically said to her, please help us, because Jason keeps on advertising to geriatrics and like keeps on advertising to the not our target market. So can you please help us out? So she's got a call with us on Monday. And that'll be super. I can't wait for that. It'll be super interesting. It's like we are going to get like a first dibs access to what she's going to be speaking to people about at the summit. So
Help us, Michaela.
Yeah.
Help.
Oh, please help us. Please help us. Yeah. Otherwise we'll have to change the direction of the podcast soon enough.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's us, isn't it?
Yeah, it's been a little bit of a chatty one, this podcast, just kind of because so much has been going on behind the scenes, and it's quite good to just have a little catch up on it. We understand that obviously you may be driving to a wedding just now. You might just be like, I don't know where people listen to this when things are a bit quieter, but you know, it's our voices. We're just letting you know what's happening.
We're still here.
We're still here,
And we're back better than ever.
buzzing to help. But obviously next week things carry on as normal. We've got a bunch of other topics we're going to be talking about.
And we will have a table right here in this gap between us.
We may or may not have shelves behind Danny, but neither of us are confident with a drill. So that's...
And once you make a hole, I mean, that's it.
Oh my God.
Right, so
Permanent damage.
I really don't want to call my father-in-law up for like the 4th time to come and put a shelf up, but I do not have a good track. I don't have a good track record when it comes to DIY.
Need to be attached to the wall.
Oh, how are you going to do it?
Just stand on the legs, no? Gravity.
What? Stand on what legs?
Is it a floating shelf?
No, but you still need to attach it to the wall. What do you mean?
What are you on about? Attach it to a wall. Where's it going to go?
It's a shelf, you moron.
I thought it was shelves, like a unit.
No, it's not a unit. It's a shelf.
Oh. I didn't look at the link.
Evidently not. So you're just like, so is that what this is? So I send you stuff and you're just like, yeah, whatever.
Too busy editing, mate.
Right, on that note, back to editing. I've been Danny.
I've been Jase.
See you later.